Well, it's the end of 2012, and it's time for me to do my worst video of the year, so stay tuned. You're probably asking yourself, so it's the end of the year, and why all of a sudden you're making a really bad video or your worst video of the year? Well, I'm sort of making this a tradition. I've done this once, and I think I'm going to do it at the end of each year. I'm basically going to go over the products that I had purchased that I thought was such crap that I would rate them a 1 out of 10, and I would never even, do a video and even show you these products because they're so bad. But I'm going to make one video where I have those worst products, and one of them is going back right after this scene. And that's this one right here, and that's the Boxee TV. First of all, this is a how you have those internet set boxes that you can hook up to your TV, and then you can stream YouTube and you can stream usually Netflix and some other products. Well, this Boxee TV does the same thing. It came out this year, and it sort of has a little niche. It's a niche market in that it doesn't have an HDMI in. It only has an HDMI out. It only has a coax in, and what it's really meant to do is to basically get the raw unscrambled cable in, and then give you an option to give you a nice thing where you could click on the items, and they come up like it were a fancy cable box. And what it's supposed to do is scan your cable and see what's available. Well, out of the 65 unscrambled channels that are available to me, it only would show 15. That's the first problem. The second problem that is that most cable companies are going to have less and less and less scrambled channels until they're done, and you just got to have one of their boxes. So this almost becomes useless. This is going to be antiquated within a year or two, totally. Anyway, now this also comes with an antenna that you could put on here. But unless you live in the city and you have a lot of channels, you're not really going to get too much HD over antenna over the air anymore. Besides that aside alone wouldn't make this product the worst product ever, or at least the worst product video. It wouldn't make this video. It has some other inherent problems. Most devices like this, when you first set them up, they want to do updates, so it took a long time, and it sat there at 0, and then all of a sudden it would reboot. It's like the thermometer would never go from 0 to 100. It would sit at 0, then finally, after what seemed like days, it would finally do it. And it went through that several times, and then when it was trying to scan channels, it sat there for literally 45 minutes, only to tell me that it found 65 channels, but it only showed 15. Really pissed me off. And that's still not it that ticked me off about this product. This sucker gets hot. I mean, scary hot. Like, it's going to set your house on fire hot, and there's no on-off switch. You got to unplug it. This coax right here, if you touch it, some people, if you're sensitive, wouldn't even be able to hold on to it because it got so freaking hot. And then I went online and found out this thing has some serious overheating issues. So with all that, this is getting packed up and going back to the store. It's getting returned. So if you see this and it costs like $100 freaking dollars, just pass it by because it's crap, and it deserves my #1 place here in my worst video for 2012. Next item on the list are knives. The knife that made the list I don't have anymore because I just threw it away before the year was up, and that was the Gerber Remix Tactical. I'll throw a picture up. And that thing was just a piece of crapola, and I did my best to try to fix that thing, and it was really unfixable. Also, one that came close, although I still recommended it, but it was like borderline, was the Camillus Cuda. Really, all the Camillus products need a little bit of improvement. They're, if it wasn't for that Gerber Remix, Cuda would have been the worst, although it wasn't terrible. Next is lights. Light category would be this rattle trap. You've probably seen this on an As Seen on TV. It is the old Brooklyn Lantern. And let me tell you, this thing is a tin rattle trap. The quality is, you know, it just, I don't know if it looks good or not on camera, but in person, it's just a royal piece of garbage. As far as the as far as the light is concerned, it you know, there's as bright as it gets, which is not really all that bright. I mean, almost any other LED lamp will do better, a lot better, including the ones that I usually recommend. But the one unique thing about this is that it can dim, but you probably, other than using it as a night light, you'll probably have it all the way up because it really doesn't give off a lot of light, and it also flickers, you know, because the knob is touchy. So I don't know. I'm not all impressed with this at all. If you gave this to your kid would probably destroy it within a couple of days. This is not even glass. This is plastic, and I just noticed this. Like, here's the seam right there in the plastic. So I don't know. Crap. I know it doesn't cost that much. It's just like $6 or whatever, $20. I don't know what I paid for it. Whatever I paid for it, the battery, there's the 2D batteries you put in it are worth more than the lamp itself. And excuse myself, I'm going off. Okay, next product. I'm gonna have to pick the camera up and bring it over here because the next product is this monitor right here. It was it is a Samsung, come over here. It is a Samsung Samsung SyncMaster S22B150. And I bought it because I got a really good deal. You know, it was a LED backlit monitor. It was 22 inch, but here's the issue, and I'm going to go ahead and grab you and bring you over here, and I want you to see that, you see how I'm changing the angle here, and you can see how good my regular old Samsung Master Sync 23 is, and even this TV is good, but when I come over here to this, you can see how it gets really washed out, and you really got to be directly at it. As soon as you just come up even the littlest bit, it just gets this purplish, washed out kind of look, where you don't get that on these other screens. See that? But you come over here, it's nasty. As a matter of fact, let me put you back here. Sorry about that, folks. As a matter of fact, I thought the monitor was broke when I first got it until I adjusted my viewing angle at it, because if you're normally, you know, your monitor might be a little bit lower, you sort of look slightly down on it, and it just looks washed out. And I'm over there messing with the controls, trying to make it look better. But the other really messed up thing is that it only has one output, and that's a VGA output. It doesn't even have an HDMI output. I didn't realize that it only had one VGA input, I'm sorry, and that's it. It's not good for anything else. So, and you know, almost everything is HDMI these days, or DVI. I'm sorry, I'm just brain farting. This video's going way too long, but almost everything is DVI. So usually most monitors have a DVI and VGA, and then the slightly better ones also have the HDMI. Most modern ones these days do that VGA only. Blech. Alright, so that's my list of worst things this year. If I had to name a politician, that would be Feinstein for trying to enact the gun ban again. If I had to name, I'm not going to go down any further because it's going to make my stomach turn. So, anyway, finally, we're at the end of 2012. Hopefully, next year will be better. We got a lot to do. So, Happy New Year. Tomorrow I'll be posting my normal Tuesday video. This was sort of like a special. I had forgot all about doing the worst video, which I'd like to do at the end of every year. So let me see, what is it going to be tomorrow? I think I'll be doing the 1 month Play the Truth. You know, checking it out and looking to see how everything is doing. So how about that? Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, you, and those of you in the armed forces who are working your butts off and not getting paid overtime and not really getting paid for what you do while the politicians are giving themselves raises. Take care.